Welcome to episode 17 of the Monday Morning Podcast. This morning, we dive down the mineshaft of optimism, scrape the jaded barrel of positivity, and veer off the road of growth after the death of a parent.
Welcome back.
We're so positive today.
I love that we've just morphed that into like a song.
To the Monday morning.
Is it kind of crazy? I kind of want to like go like zero mic stand. Like I kind of want to do like a stand up mic.
That's gonna be.
Is that
you fucking
It's
pop
gonna
star?
sound like
Go
you're
for
in
it.
a dishwasher. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, because I swing things around.
Yeah, you're a banger.
A dish
I'm
licker.
gonna just be lassoing the mic. All right. Anyway, hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Yeah. How are we feeling?
We're feeling.
All right. Anyway.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Jesus.
Oh. Well, a little bit
Just
of
kidding.
positivity will fix that incredible hurt you just whipped at me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nothing like a positive attitude.
Positive attitude.
I'm whipping my lasso mic at you.
Speaking of whipping a lasso,
Like let go of the lasso.
let go of the lasso.
Never.
Cowgirl.
Speaking
of, my name is Harry. Just to set us off, just to get us rolling.
What's up?
And
Hey.
my dad, he was sort of a rogue steer in
A rogue Joe, maybe?
nope, steer. He was a bull. He was a cow bull, and there's this big cowboy named God, and he got his big lasso out, and he said, "You're going astray, my little milk baby." And he got him right around the lungs
Leche.
with that big, first the colon, then the lungs, with that big lasso called cancer.
Yep.
And he got him,
Yeah,
and he did a
exactly.
choke him out, and he hog-tied him in like 7 years flat on January 5th, 2017. Thank you.
Nice sound effect.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for sharing that brave story.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
for letting me share.
About your
Sharing.
milk maker. That's great.
Oh,
Well,
Milky Daddy.
all right, Milkies.
Milky
I'm
Daddy.
Gabby,
Hey, Gabby.
and my mom milked it up on September 3rd, 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I just had something. I just
God.
remembered how she
Lasso
died.
it
and then
back.
I
Lasso it back.
Oh, yeah. I remember it. It ties in.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she got MMA KO'd by Joe Rogan.
Oh, right.
So just an elbow into her lung of just like boom, tumor. And he was
He had her head locked.
He was squirming that elbow all in her bones.
For our viewers,
Just pummeling our mother's
he
bones.
was pummeling her organs, and that's his special move. Actually, little known fact about Jay Rogue is he goes rogue and he just exfoliates your mom.
for our listeners, you missed
just like a cheese grater.
you missed about 400 elbows that Gabby did into the air to simulate Joe Rogan just crushing her mom.
Yeah. So I was just kind of.
Yeah, she's just
It's
kinda-
almost like a massage.
Yeah.
I'll give you
Up
the
and
visual.
down
It's kind of like a
motion.
massage. How you like really dig it in there. but
Fucking
it's like
deep
MMA.
tissue. Such deep tissue.
It's
She's
deep.
bobbing her
and-
elbow up and down.
Similarly to deep tissue, that's how deep the cancer went. It just was in all of her tissues, all of her organs, all of her bones, femur,
Cracking.
tibula,
Femur, tibula, the funny one.
other one,
TiVo.
the funny
The funny one.
that funny bone. She had funny bone cancer.
TiVo, Roku.
Anyway, I'm sorry guys, I just got lost. So, thanks for letting me share that.
Oh, thank you,
Okay.
Gabby.
Yeah, thanks, Gabs. I'm Madison. My sweet mother died September 3rd, 2016. You know, Gabby and I are sisters. We share the same mother. We're also roommates. That might be something the
Ooh,
listeners
sister
don't know.
mates, yep.
Yep, sister mates. And my mother died. I'm going rogue with the rogue reference.
I'm loving this already.
No, I'm not. This doesn't tie into lassos or Joe Rogan. It's like, okay, so you know, like in movies when like there's a pillow fight scene and like the feathers just fly everywhere.
Sexy.
I'm following.
Yeah. It's like my mother's organs were having a pillow fight and like it wasn't feathers that were flying, but it was cancerous cells that were just like exploding all over her body. Yeah. Her lung was just pounding the heart, and then the heart was like, here you go, bone. And the bone was like, hey, brain, you want a little bit? And like just feathers were flying.
Yeah. No,
wow.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
And that's how she was stiff as a board.
She got like sorority pillow rated right to the afterlife, I guess. Is what I'm picking up.
Yep. Yeah, and she was light as a feather because she was about 5 pounds.
She was 5 pounds, and then the rigor mortis stiff as a board.
My dad was heavy as a board. He was a big boy. He was he was like a concrete board.
He was a waterlogged.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was sitting in that river. He got when the lasso got him, they just sort of hog tied him right into the Mississippi.
Jeez.
Yeah, so a little heavy.
He was surfing.
He was surfing.
On that
he
high
was
note.
surfing USA.
Surfing
all right.
USA,
what are we surfing about?
Now that you know a little about us.
What about this gang?
Now that we made that, we're about 7 minutes.
Oh,
but,
perfect.
No, our 7-minute intro that we're known for.
Perfect.
Lucky
7.
Oh, boom, right on time.
Right on the nose.
So, guys, today we're taking a turn.
For the best.
A 180 down reflection lane. And we're going to try to be positive.
Emphasis on try.
In the face of grief. We're gonna try and talk about, things that aren't so bad. And things that have come out of this this great experience we all share that, aren't just chili dumplings of chaos
and despair.
So
yeah, we're flipping the narrative, man.
And we can't promise that we're gonna stay positive the whole time. I'm just gonna say that.
In fact, we can promise we
try
won't.
Our damnedest. Yeah.
In fact, we can assure you that it's no.
We're scraping the bottom of the barrel for our little positivity.
Yeah.
And
we all have our lassos are gonna be tangled by the end of this episode.
Yeah. My lasso's gonna be greasy.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be a little heavy to whip out, but
from scraping the bottom of my sludge barrel.
Yeah, from gunking it up, gunking spelunking.
Gunking it, yeah. I'm sorry, I don't think that tracked, and I'm sorry if I confused anybody.
No.
Anyway, greasy lassos. Who wants to start us off with a big dose of happy?
A big dose of happy.
Of yum.
I experienced a happy moment this morning, actually.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Believe it or not.
Podcast over. I can't handle this.
Yeah. We're gonna have to talk about this roommate stuff.
Surprise.
Sister mate. Yeah.
Yeah. I did. I mean, I think that one of the moments that I find happiness in my mother's eternal death is like when I
forever
when I see her in me, you know what I mean? Like when I do something or I say something and I'm like, oh my fucking God, I'm my mother, like that was my mother coming out of me. Not like in a bad way, because surely she passed along a lot of fucked up things that I don't find joy in. I'm like, oh God, that was mom in a bad way. But anyway, this morning.
But
barrel. Look at that barrel.
You just skirted off the side of the road for a second, and we're having to. Like Maddie fell asleep at the wheel, and we're like, "Hey,
tire change. Change
oh,
that
God,
flat."
Thank you. All right,
Chinese fire
right.
drill. Let's go.
Okay, let's get back on track. Okay, so something that was like I've heard a lot about my mother was when she was alive.
Oh yeah.
She liked to piss in places that weren't the restroom. Like she was the type of woman that would like, if it was between like an outhouse or a disgusting public restroom or like the grass, she would pick the grass. Like she had no problem popping a squat in the middle of the street.
Exactly.
She also like in her like childhood home, she would piss in like the basement sink. Like that was like a funny tale that her family liked to talk about.
Because they were sharing a bathroom with like a million people.
Yeah, I've inherited
like
a lot
Brady
from
Bunch
your
in
mom.
one bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah? Yeah. So that's one thing where my roommate was taking a shower this morning and I had to piss so badly.
You did
and
not.
I was like, I can't wait. Like, I was like, I'm not taking the chance. Like, I need to pee now. Why would I put myself through pain and misery of like holding in my
You
piss?
could just go in the bathroom and pee while she's showering.
Well, there's a quicker
Okay.
way that involves no socialization or conflict. And it's just heading over to the sink and pissing in it. So that's what I did this morning. And while I was releasing my bladder into the sink, I was like, damn, I am my mother's daughter. And it did fill me with happiness.
For the record, she has peed in the sink many times while I've been in the bathroom, and I come out and I see her pissing in the sink, and I say, hey, dude, you could have just knocked on the door, and I would have let you right in. And
Where's the fun in that?
No, she has some like sick fun doing it. Like, she's like, yeah, I just prefer the sink, actually. I love a big basin to just piss in. And I'm like, I'm so glad our dishes
honestly
are just
saves water. You don't have to flush.
That's my.
You sterilize.
I mean, there's no option for toilet paper,
It's-
so you are also saving that resource.
It's my pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. My piss pot. I love pissing in the sink. Were you sitting in the?
So-
do you sit in the sink? I got to know about the dynamics a little bit. Are you like?
Yeah,
ass
I
is
have to like
in the
lift
sink?
and plunk myself into.
She does like a little pull up over the sink and like lifts her ass above
Little
it.
tricep dip.
Yeah.
It's tricep strength, yeah.
Okay, not even. No, yeah, I
But-
like dunk my.
Okay,
My-
I'm sorry.
I dunk
Just-
my
just
dump
circling
truck in
back.
there.
I was gonna say
This
the
is
dump
your
truck.
positive spin on remembering mom. Okay, let's just circle back to that.
Okay, so circling back, this is when I feel like, oh, this is so Susie coming out of me, because I've heard so many stories of like how, you know, she would choose alternates to using a toilet.
I feel like
Listen, we gotta cling to
Yeah,
the
okay.
moments when they come.
Oh,
You
yeah.
gotta fucking
You're
strike
right,
while
you're
the
right, you're
iron's
right, you're
hot.
right.
Exactly.
You're so right.
Like these.
I guess I'm just like confused because I've only heard of her pissing in the basement. I haven't heard these tales and tales of
Yes.
Sue pissing on the street.
Dude, our mom's best friend like commented on my Facebook post, and she was like, I remember Susie hated the outhouses so much that she would rather
did.
go into a ditch or like literally just on the path instead.
Yeah.
And that's so me. I love pissing in the street.
You love it. You really do. And
yeah.
that's
I mean, this
nice.
isn't an understatement, people. This is the hardcore truth.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's
That's
beautiful.
good. I
So
love
I do-
Beautiful way
that.
to start
I
us
love
off.
that.
Yeah, thank you.
Good. I mean,
That little nugget at the bottom of our
a
barrel.
little dump truck
At the bottom
plunking.
of our
Yeah.
kitchen sink. Yeah.
dump truck plunging. What?
Dump trunk.
Little plunking that dump. Yeah, exactly. I actually had a
Okay, follow up.
I had a similar moment. I've pissed in a toilet every time today, but I had a moment today where I was just sort of thinking about, or I realized I sort of got some of my mannerisms from my father, where I just say, like, whenever I say like, hey man, like that's just my dad. My dad would just say, hey man, and that's how I would talk to him.
Oh, you do say that.
I do, and it's just like a tiny thing, and it's like, oh, that's how everyone talks, but not everyone talks like an extra from Dazed and Confused. Hey man, what's up, man? Like, so.
But we all should.
But we all should. We should all be Wiley Wiggins, just wiling our way into the kitchen sink with our
Just
with
wiggling
with
our-
with our
and
wig
wiggling our asses
with our
up
Wiggins
onto
hanging
the
out.
counter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Oh, that's really sweet. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that too.
I feel the same way. What has happened since I started smoking is I have like this new kind of wheezier laugh, and it sounds exactly like my mother's, because obviously she was like a smoker to the death. Yeah, it's like this crazy fucking wheezy laugh that sounds
Yeah.
exactly like hers. I'm like, oh Jesus.
Yeah.
I love that too.
That's great.
I've been on the Wheezy F baby train for a minute now.
Uh-huh. Did your mom have asthma?
Yeah.
Did your mom get asthma? I don't know.
Probably smoking induced asthma.
Smazma.
She didn't
I have
have
no
asthma.
idea.
A little bit of smaz. Yeah.
No, I don't think she had asthma. That would be fun though. It would be a good memory bonding with our inhalers.
Yeah.
But okay, what's mine?
Yeah,
You guys, I'm
Gabster.
really trying
You're
to
up.
I'm
You're
really
up.
trying to dig it down with my lasso. Okay, positive memory.
Your lasso
So,
like doesn't reach far
Actually, my positive reflection is more abstract.
Ooh.
enough. Oh.
So, because I don't have like a specific, like, yeah, I agree with you guys. Like when I see myself in her, it's fun. Sometimes it's scary, like seeing yourself in a mirror on mushrooms or something, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Pollock this baby up.
Because, like, I really do resemble my mom physically. Like,
Yeah.
if you look at pictures when she's younger, so it's kind of scary.
People used to call Gabby her mini-me.
Yeah, they would say I was
mini-mom.
Little Sue. They said I was Little Sue, and that was always weird. But anyway, okay, my abstract positive note is that I feel like, obviously I'm not like, hell yeah, I'm so glad mom died.
Fuck it.
But
Really?
I feel like it's just like, you guys can probably both agree with this, but the like butterfly effect where it's like, I truly like wouldn't be doing anything I'm doing right now or be the person I am if this hadn't happened. Like all of like the ripple effects that stemmed from her dying. So like, I truly don't know if I would want it any other way. And I feel like I've kind of reached that point of acceptance in a way where I'm like, okay, like I might not even really like what I would be doing with my life as much if she were still alive, or like, you know, there's so many factors that like would have been different that I'm like, I'm kind of happy with how things turned out in a way.
Fuck yeah.
And also like, I just feel like the perspective that was gained is like irreplaceable. Like I really do, even though it's like a burden sometimes, I feel like we really tapped into something that like people don't until much later.
The great beyond.
And it feels like a weird privilege, like a sick and twisted privilege, but it's like I do feel like I have a lot more understanding of just life and like empathy for others and like, I don't know, just more resources that I wouldn't have had before.
Kind of a premature, wide worldview, I guess.
And there's definitely bad things
reference.
that come with that, because it's like, okay, you could say like we were so young, our youth was kind of stripped away in a way. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, I feel kind of thankful that I'm not just some like naive fuck off 22-year-old, you know, like, I mean, I still am in ways, but like, you know, like I look at other people my age and I'm kind of like, what, you know, like, I don't know. I just feel very separated from that reality, I guess. I don't know.
Totally. I can relate to that. 'Cause another moment of positivity I've experienced like within the past couple weeks. And when I say moment, I really can't emphasize that enough.
Fleeting moment.
It's a fleeting fucking. It's not like a
of the
marathon
lasso.
of me. It's a quick
You're
snap.
like, did that even happen?
Yeah,
Like
it's a fleeting moment. But the moment was, and it didn't start positive. Like it started with me wallowing in self-pity. You know what I mean? Like it was like after some absolutely Olympic level mental gymnastics, I arrived at the perspective shift of positivity. So
Boom.
I was wallowing and like writing in my journal, and I was like, wah, wah. Like I feel like this is very, I feel like this is very common with people that lose parents at a young age. Like wallowing about all of the things that she's missing out on. You know, I'm like, God damn it. Like, I wish I wish mommy could see me now. Like, like, you know, I'm living in New York City and I have all these wonderful friends and I, you know, have this amazing new boyfriend who I think that she would really love. And like, I wish I could introduce her to him. And, by the way, he's pure blood DPC and a devout listener. So shout out.
Pure blood.
shout out.
Absolutely shout out.
We love our club members. Just, sneaking in there.
Yum, yum.
So I was like, God damn it. Like, and not only is she missing out on all these experiences, but like, she's just missing out on like the core of like who I am now. Like I'm a human, I'm a fully formed fucking autonomous adult with like unique opinions and perspectives and blah, 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 whatever. So I was, you know, wallowing. And then I had that kind of butterfly effect, like perspective shift of like, oh, wait a second. If she hadn't died when she did, I probably wouldn't be living in New York City right now. I wouldn't have the relationships that I do. I wouldn't have met this like new person. Like, you know, it was all these things. And it was like a moment of gratitude of like, oh, you know, everything that's happened to me up into this moment has happened for a reason. It has led me to this moment. So, you know, I really wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I know it's really hard to say that confidently, but
I love it.
it's so hard to say that confidently, but I just think about like what my reality would be if she were still here. And like, obviously, it would be amazing to still have mom around, but like I probably would have gone to like the local college and just done the little thing 4 years and I don't know, would be graduating this year, still living in Minnesota, I guess. And like, I just feel really thankful that I was able to, because of her death and all the changes it brought, like have the freedom to like, I feel like I kind of was able to decide what I wanted to do with my life more easily because of that. Like, because I had one less parent, frankly, like guiding the ship. Like, it was like, I was kind of able to like take things into my own hands, and like, I felt more inspired to like make my own decisions because I was like, damn, life really do be short. Mom just died, and I'm not gonna like waste my time doing shit that I don't want to do, you know?
Yeah.
So
Life
it kind of inspired me to like
be short.
do whatever the fuck I wanted. And that's what Mom would do too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's easy to like have this like idealized version of what it would be like if she were still here. Like, oh, like Mom would still be alive, and like we would be like living in just this happy reality. And it's like, no,
La vida
pissing,
loca.
Mom would
pissing in the
probably-
sink together and
yeah, holding hands and pissing in the sink together, and it would be so fucking beautiful. Like, the reality of it is she would probably still be sick. Like, she would probably still be like in like, you know, going through chemotherapy and doing all this shit. Like, she would be living a horrible life. Like, it's so easy to be like, Mom would be healthy and yeah, we'd be pissing in the sink together. Like, that's not the reality. So that also kind of helps have that like perspective shift of like, hey, it's not that bad that like she was kind of taken out of her fucking misery.
Yeah,
and like, that's, you know,
She was euthanized by that lasso.
that
Yeah,
lasso
yeah.
around her neck. Yeah. She was like a little tighter.
snap,
yeah,
crackle,
yeah, yeah,
pop. Yeah, she got serialed
Exactly. The three brothers.
of death. Yeah.
Back to you, Harry.
Back.
And back to Harry.
Oh, Gabby and Maddie, I'm outside and I'm enjoying the world without my father. A little bit of him floating in the wind, dusty. Fuck NATO. Something you said about making decisions with one less parent in the ring. I sort of, you know, for
Joe Rogan.
for a lot of practical reasons, because my, you know, my parents split up and then my mom left like the country, so she's still like my mother and alive, but she wasn't around, and then Dad became like dimensionally not around, like metaphysically absent, and physically.
Talk about abstract, baby.
Talk about
Yeah.
abstract. Yeah, I was like, I think we all, when you lose a parent, like you still need people to take care of you, so it ends up being you, you know, and
Yeah.
which is always like the game you're gonna have to play anyways. But I do like,
True.
you know, for as much as I feel like a daddyless dingo sometimes, because I do feel these moments of pride where I'm like, fuck yeah, you know, I did this all myself. Like, I graduated college when my dad died. Like, not immediately. It's not like they gave me a certificate. They're like, whoa, you know a lot now. You're getting metaphysical philosophy degree. Here you go. Fresh on a little lasso. But yeah, in my little barrel of positivity, like there is some pride, and I don't know, there's a lot of things in my life where, I mean, you really couldn't, it's such a profound change that you really couldn't say at all like where you would be and what you would be doing. And the ability to look at that and say, instead of, you know, when you're wallowing and like when I journal and stuff and I'm like, fuck, this is all fucked. I miss my dad and I'm an idiot and I smoke too much and I have problems with things like, it's veering off the road. Chinese fire drill.
Harry,
get back on motherfucking
Harry, you're falling
track.
asleep. Okay, let's,
I'm back on the road.
Woo.
There's also all these things I can look at, like, I don't know, like, I think that having someone die in my life made me like really like hungry, like really like out there to like fucking
Like the wolf.
Yeah, like a goddamn wolf, and I'm eating Daddy's bovine corpse after he got Mississippi waterlogged. And I'm chewing on that fat, baby. I'm chewing on the corpse.
Oh, you're chewing on the fat.
that gristle.
Yeah, I'm chewing them up. But like, I don't know. Like, I have
God.
all these fucking sick dead dad
Lupin.
jokes for my stand-up, you know, and
That's so positive.
Bangers.
I have something to like write about, and I have like a community of people that I'm desperately trying to reach through our new Venmo. Our new Venmo, foreshadowing.
Good drop. Good drop.
You know, like I think about this, thinking about this too. Like, Gabby, you and I like might not even be talking at all right now. Like, we were friends, but there's a lot of people from high school who I don't talk to, and I like didn't remain close with, and
so true.
I didn't make a fucking banger ass podcast with, and like our
we
relationship.
certainly wouldn't be friends.
Our relationship is
not to flex on all the high school listeners here,
but there's a little nugget, a little Gabby-shaped nugget in the bottom of my barrel, a little like action figure with
a little bobblehead.
With opposable arms that I call the Gabster, and I've built other relationships around that stuff, and I don't think it's something so deep that I think our relationship really bloomed and flowered in the deep, dark, emptiness cave of that barrel, just suckling on the little grains of peanut positivity. Positivity moments.
Suckle up that peanut.
Suckle up that peanut. So, I mean, a lot of my relationships, like, I just don't think I'd be as fucking motivated if I wasn't staring into the face of death constantly.
Yeah.
The yawning maw.
That's so true.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it does. It kind of weeds out like your relationships,
Definitely.
the strong ones from kind of the weaker ones, and
the frayed lassos.
I would have to agree. Yeah. I think the same thing happened to me. I mean, I wasn't really friends with anyone that had a dead parent. Like, you two had each other. That's awesome. But I did have, I have a group of close friends, and like our friendship only got stronger. And it was like, they were able to kind of meet me in the motherfucking trenches after my mother died. And it was like, it really strengthened the relationship and kind of brought us to this new level of closeness that I don't think we ever would have reached without it, And I also agree that, I'm thankful for the new perspective that I have on life and kind of the characteristics that have blossomed in me through the death, like kind of a deeper level of compassion and empathy, and I don't know, just it has opened up like the human experience for me in a way that I don't think if a parent dies later on in life, you don't really experience in the same way. So I am thankful for that, even though sometimes I feel like a razor sharp, jaded piece of shit. But we're keeping it positive.
Hey.
But I.
Oh, back on the road.
Yep.
Back
on the road.
All right. See the yellow line?
I love Jade.
Yeah.
No, that's so true. And honestly, the best part, in a way, is like, it is discovering this club, okay? That's why we called this the Dead Parents Club.
I mean, I would have rather joined like a volleyball club. But
Shut up.
I would do pottery maybe instead of burying dad. Maybe pottery.
Guys, positive.
Baby, Chinese fire drill.
Fucking love this club. I fucking love this club.
I'm in the driver's seat now. But basically, I am really thankful for this because, like, even our just growing audience every episode just
burgeoning
grow.
Millions of listeners.
It's just really something that, like, people who you don't even know, like, whether it's through this podcast, people we've never met that have reached out, or like just people you meet in passing and then you find out their dad is dead or some shit, and then somehow you're like Siamese twins in like a minute. You're like, well, love you. Like, I know everything
unspoken bond.
Yeah,
it's an unspoken bond. It's like, oh, okay, yeah.
It's like we're like in a secret club. We're like, oh, your dad's dead. My mom's dead. Yeah, and then we're just like, yup.
Do you know the handshake?
And then like that's
and then we vibe.
We literally just vibe out, and then like we just have this understanding. And also, fucking bangers. I'm sorry, there's nothing better than just dropping a truckload, beep beep, back it up, just your baggage. But it's so funny, like people you don't know, and you're just like, slip it in, like, my mom's super dead,
and then into the dump truck,
and then they are just left there like, am I supposed to laugh? And then you're just cracking up. And there's really nothing better comedically, in my opinion.
Just
laughing.
a maniacal vibe of
It's
enjoying
so
someone
fun.
else's deep discomfort.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Being the Joker and just like
I literally
cackling.
resonate with the Joker too much. Like, I remember, okay, I'm just going to share a banger. Maybe we could all share a fun banger.
Yeah.
If you
Oh
want.
God.
But I'm going to
Okay,
share a
let me
banger
get the
because this one's
Rolodex
so
out.
funny. Okay, I was with a group of people. This was in high school. Like, it had happened maybe like not even a year before. And this dude, I don't know, he was like talking about his mom, of course, as I guess people do. And he said something about like, it was the weirdest conversation. He was like talking about like his mom's pajamas, like some shit like that, where it was like I was just like confused as to what was happening.
Classic topic
and then
of conversation.
I know, and I was like, okay, this is so weird. I'm gonna turn it up to level 100 and just drop my little mom tale in. So he's like, oh yeah, my mom, blah blah, and then I was like, oh, that's super cool, dude. My mom's dead. And then everyone in the room was just like looking at me, and I was cracking up, and like they were like laughing uncomfortably as people do.
There was
Yeah.
no lead into that,
There was-
dude. You just boom.
dude,
I mean, you really dropped
I
that.
knew that it was the setup of a lifetime. Like
Yeah.
sometimes they just come for you, and I was like, I'm just gonna leave this one like a big cliffhanger.
Like a firecracker
like-
at the gas station.
Yeah. I was like, dude, that's so cool about your mom's robe. My mom's super dead. She actually will never wear pajamas again. So,
Yeah.
and they didn't know what to do, and it felt really good. That was like one of my first bangers, fresh off
Wow.
the train. And I
My
was
God,
just
you
like-
couldn't hold your tongue.
And then from there, the door was opened to infinity.
yum.
I was like, oh
And
my
beyond.
God. Because it feels like a little piece of mommy comes back into my heart every time I do a little banger.
Every time you make
Nice positive
someone
twist.
quake with fear. Yeah. Joker.
Joking. Joker.
Joking. I think I have a couple ones, I guess, but I have so many. I wish I wrote them down because I have like I have like World War One,
also wish
like
I wrote them
artillery shellacked, like destroyed France with my bangers. I've banged
yes.
everyone within a bang mile radius, and
Good God.
I think
As you do.
one of the more recent ones is I was playing this game called like Pick Your Poison, which is basically Would You Rather, and the Would You Rather was like. It's like, would you rather, like kick a door with a toothpick in your toe, or like have your dad walk in
Oh,
on
God.
you? Yeah, or have your dad walk in on you and like watch you have sex every time you had sex. And I was like, and I was like, Dad's
horrible.
back. I was like, okay, I'm bringing Dad back. And then no one could talk about the question because I just kept on saying, it's cool that Dad's back. I was like, I would let Dad watch me fuck all the time. He could. I don't even care. I'll watch him fuck. He'll fuck anything. I think one of my favorites though.
I'd fuck Dad.
Is I was talking to my dad's. Yeah, I wasn't sure if we were going there, but I did say that at the time. I was like, yeah, I'll fuck Dad. I don't care, man. Just once, and he's back. Easy. But
Bust a peanut in Dad.
As long as it's not negative, we can talk about incest.
we can talk.
It's fine.
Yeah, fun cest.
As long as we're keeping it above
The
water
car is
positive.
on the road.
I think my number one, because bangers are like reclaiming the moment, which I think is great, because
Yeah.
there's like a discomfort, and then you get to just take it back. But I was talking to this guy who knew my dad, and he was like, oh, how old was he when he died? And I was like, oh, he's 57. And this guy was like, wow, I'm 58. And I think I've told this one before, but I was just
This
like,
guy's this guy annoys me.
congratulations.
Yeah.
You know, you won. You did it. You beat
so
him.
happy.
Oh, you said that? Oh
I-
my
I
God, I
did.
didn't know you said that.
I did say congratulations. Yeah.
Oh my
You
God.
said, ding, 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 you're actually the millionth customer,
Yeah.
and you get this big coupon.
Time's up. Time is up.
Wow. Yeah, bangers are the fucking
Bangers are the
best.
best.
Do you have any? You don't really bang.
You guys
people.
know I'm not the biggest banger. I don't really get comfort
You-
out of making people. I
You're
don't
not
get
the
like
Joker.
happiness out of making people uncomfortable.
We're more
but-
Joker than her, Harry.
Yeah.
Like generally, okay. So one of my favorite banger moments was I was with this group of people, and it was like this dude and his love interest. And I had hung out with the dude like the week before, and I had dropped a banger on him. So he had already been banged.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was talking to
Another one bites the dust.
Yeah, I was
Bangs
talking to
the
his
dust.
love interest like a week later, and we were all chatting, and the love interest was like, oh, like she was talking about her parents, like what they do. And she's like, well, what does your mom do?
God.
And the guy
Not
who I had
much.
banged earlier,
He was biting
he was
his nails,
looking at
like,
me like shaking his head, and he was like, no, don't do it. Like he knew exactly what I was going to do. And I
and
was
you
like,
flicked the grenade,
Yep.
and you were like,
I go,
too
oh,
late.
who, my mom? What does she do? Well, she's dead. And he was like, I knew you were. He was like, she did the exact same thing to me last week. Like, I knew you were going to do that. And I was like, bang, 2 for the price of 1. I love
I love a
bang.
BOGO.
A
bang.
bobo.
Yeah, it was a BOGO
Buy
banger.
one, bang one.
Buy
And
one,
it was just, it
hang
was
one.
funny to have like a witness to the banger. Like he knew exactly what was going to happen. He was like, oh, fuck. Like,
There's really
which was
nothing
funny.
better.
There
Yeah, it was
was
good.
something you said about like being open to the human experience. When banging might be closing people
Okay,
to the human
wow.
experience, but like I think there is something that I do feel like a sense of weird pride, or I don't know, recognition over like going through something that's like so terrible and painful, where I do feel like the vaults of my empathy like opened up a little bit. Because when you do like know what it's like to just be smoking on the floor, you know, just like drunk with a cigarette ashing in your eyeballs, being like, fuck it. You've just been crying into the urn all night. Like when
Yeah.
someone tells you something really sad, even if you can't relate to it totally, you're like, I might have something analogous to this feeling you're having right now.
yes,
That
totally.
involves
There might be a parallel here.
I have a burn mark
Well,
on
it's
my
funny 'cause-
eyelid that rings true.
Yeah, totally. I mean, like on the spectrum of like despair kind of like experiences that put you into like a heartbroken place, like I feel like we really reached the end of the spectrum. You know, it's like there's kind of nothing more heartbreaking than losing a parent, you know? So
Yeah.
it's like anyone else's shit. I mean, I'm speaking generally, but like anyone else's shit kind of lies somewhere above that on the spectrum. Gabby, what? I'm like,
Maddie is doing a hand motion to emulate a spectrum, and she has almost backhanded me 5 times with her hand.
Because
And it's just like I'm on edge a little
'Cause
bit because
losing-
you're like,
Okay, I'm
the
sorry.
spectrum? And you're
Uh-huh.
right next
that's
to
the end of the
me.
spectrum. It's just like a bitch slap across the face. So that's where you're sitting.
I'm like, should I move? I'm sorry, the spectrum's really long.
It's a big spectrum. It's a lasso of a spectrum.
This is like
Oh
a
my
Mobius
God.
strip. I don't. It's really
Okay, let me make the spectrum more compact. It's now just in front of my body.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So we've reached the end of the spectrum of despair and heartbreak. So anything else kind of lies within
okay,
that.
this is sounding a little negative. No, just kidding.
Okay, no, anything else kind of lies within that spectrum. So
Yeah, yeah.
I do agree. I think it's easy for us to kind of pinpoint where someone else is, like on the spectrum that I keep referring back to. And it's
Yeah.
easy to provide support and empathy for them because it's like, okay, like I've kind of been to the depths of hell and back. And so like I can kind of meet anyone where they're at. You know, it's not that hard. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Which is good. It's a really good skill to have. I feel like it's for me, it's really important to be able to like empathize and connect with people on like I'm a super emotional person. And so that's like very important to me. And it feels really good to have. It's a total positive spin on having gone through something so fucking awful. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think it's also like with that, it's kind of a catch-22 in a way because I feel like
Ooh.
it's like after this experience, like speaking, let's just go back to the spectrum.
Mm.
Our spectrum has been like
Oh.
extended.
Oh, Gabby's bitch
No,
slapping
I'm
Maddie
getting
now.
backhanded.
But our spectrum has really been stretched with this experience. Like you said, we've
like
seen
taffy.
we've seen a lot and we've experienced a lot. And it's like, you know, the concept of like you can't shrink it back down.
No, it's a
like
deep
you
barrel.
can't unknow. Like ignorance is bliss in a way. And so we have kind of surpassed bliss. But
That's a positive
I
spin.
think like
We have surpassed
it's like
bliss.
that's why I said it's a catch-22 because it's like I feel I don't want to be an ignorant bitch, you know? Like I'm glad that I have seen what I've seen in a way and I can support other people.
Team Red Pill.
But it does kind of it's like interesting because it's like when you're interacting with people, it's kind of like, I feel like there's nothing surface level about this experience. Like I can't really go surface level because like my spectrum is stretched, baby. So it's like, that's kind of relates back to like weeding people out in a way where it's like, I feel like there's a new set of values I carry for like who I interact with and stuff, because it's like, I am like, I can't really like shrink back down to the bullshit because I'm up here in metaphysical impressionist I don't fucking know spectrum disease. So like,
you know, once mommy or daddy dies, small talk is like, I'm like, small talk?
My spectrum is big and long. I can't do small.
Yeah, my
big and long spectrum.
It's like a barrel. Like the barrel is like this mine shaft that goes to the center of the earth, and also like into the sky, not to like heaven. But if you drop a goldfish down that barrel, it is going to be going 5,000 miles per hour, and you're going to miss surface level. You're going to wing right by surface level.
No, you zoom past it.
And I think that brings up like an interesting point that we've talked about before. No, well, the mine shaft, I guess, if you will. But we've talked about how like
I'm sure
it
we've
can
talked
be
about all
frustrating, like the surface level. Like we feel often misunderstood by people who are on that spectrum, that level. I don't know what metaphor to use, but people who don't understand. But then like at the same time, it feels so good when you, with this club, circling back to like the connections we have, like it feels so satisfying when you do like reach someone and connect with someone who gets it. It like makes it worthwhile in a way to like go through all the stupid shit of like feeling like an angsty, misunderstood teenager.
Yeah, it does.
And like then you're like, oh, someone fucking gets it.
Yeah.
But I saw a stat actually. I'm gonna butcher it, but there was a graph. There was a graph of like the percentage of people, I think it was in the US, who like by age, the percentage of people who have had, it was both parents have died. So it wasn't like our stat,
our
but
demo.
Standard.
It was like at 18 years old, like I think it was like 0.01% of the population 18 and under have had both parents die. So like that's like so I don't know what it is for like one parent. I'm sure it's a little more, but it's like not a lot of people have had parents die in their youth. Like it's really rare.
Yeah.
It really is
surprising.
I don't know. I wish I knew what it was for one parent, but like that's crazy. Like
yeah,
I think it's higher, to be honest.
I think it's good to be like connected to that, because I think we live, as you like learn, we live in a really like particular culture that like technology and like medicine, all these things have come so far that we've become like really repressed in terms of like knowing what death is like, and to be fucking pencil diving into the mine shaft, you know, it just opens you up a little bit more to like and I don't know. I think that I'm
swan diving, baby.
I think that I have a perspective on my own existence that I could never have had, like, because I'm not in the depths of my misery anymore. But like when my dad died, like I've said it before, it was like
I love this positive spin.
Oh shit, Shiny's fire. Okay, I'm back on the road going 90. But
I'm reversing out of an exit ramp.
I don't know. I'm a big existentialist, and to like really like. And that's the closest thing to knowing your own death, besides possibly like a near-death experience. But to like have someone who is like, my dad was like exactly like me, to have him dead and see him on the gurney. I'm still in the car, by the way. I've not pulled off the road.
Yeah. Like your dad's in the back.
You are towing the double yellow line.
Well, I feel like there's like, everyone has these moments where you like, I don't know, you're smoking, or you're just like crossing the street, or you're just eating a sandwich,
for example,
and you get some in your throat. Like you sort of like know, you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna die, and it just comes to you. But I think a lot of people like never, and I didn't have to, like never have to actually grapple with that or face it. But it's this part of your experience that's like locked down, and it's sort of the pivotal thing about human existence, is that it's limited, and you have these walls, and on the other side of the walls are the molten core of the earth, aka nothingness, and heaven, aka double nothingness. And I feel like my life is like much richer. Like I really do. Like it's it seems like this glorious like experiment, and that's like where like the hunger comes from, is like I'm trying to create this great thing, which is my life. And you know, I also feel just like, in as much as feeling out of step with my peers can be alienating, I also do feel, like I'm exploring something. Like I'm like, well, you know, I'm not going to go to grad school. You know, I'm going to just move to this city and try to be a stand-up comedian. I'm like not worried about a career, because I know that I can survive whatever I fuck myself into. Whatever sink I piss in is my goddamn sink. Whatever dirty dishes I piss on. So like I feel emboldened to just live my life in a strange, like quixotic way that I might not. I might be like strangely more scared to take a chance than if I like had not had to grapple with my existential, you know, limitation, my end point.
Totally,
yeah.
Yeah.
I completely agree. I feel like I have like this, I mean, I was an emotional person before my mother died, but like when she died, it just like opened up Pandora's box of emotions. And I feel like I live, like you said, like a completely, just such a much more rich life than I think I would have if she hadn't died and I hadn't been introduced to just this new level of like awareness and feeling and all this shit. And it is like, you know, having our mom died when she was 49, which is like pretty young. And I worry about dying at 49 or before or shortly after all the time. And it is like this kind of the hunger that you said to like, really, it sounds so fucking cliche, but like live every moment like it's about to be the last, because it could be, as I suck down 50 fucking American spirits a day. And like, you know, it's like I kind of have been feeling that with like people, you know, I'm scared that like people around me are going to die. And it's kind of this like inspiration to really like, even if someone's pissing me off in the moment, just to like enjoy the fact that like I can be pissed off by them. Like, I'm not going to be around forever. They're not going to be around forever. Like, why am I going to waste my time like wallowing in the fact that I'm pissed off? Like, what a joy is it to like be able to be pissed off by someone? Like what I would give to be pissed off by my mom again. Like, you know, and piss her off and piss into the sink with her. Like it's
a piss party.
It's a piss party. And yeah, I think it's like we're here for a short time. Not for a good time, not a long time.
We're here for a short time, not a good time.
I think you're quoting Aubrey Graham when you say that.
I think I'm quoting Sir Drake.
Aubrey Drake Graham.
Yeah, but anyways, wrapping it up, keeping it positive. I think just, you know, making the most of life in this like absurd world that we're living in, this absurd reality.
Yeah. You said something like talking about like your mom. I think that is honestly one of the biggest things that I can say is I've become much more like courageous in my relationships. Like there's like in terms of when my dad died and people weren't there, just ending them, just being like, I don't need you anymore. But more so the people that I choose to keep. Like I think I've alluded to, and I don't mention it like a lot, but I've definitely had difficult periods in my relationship with certain family members, my mother and my brother, just because of the things we've had to go through and the strain it put us on. And you know, to really like decide like what you want to do with those relationships, whether it's like pursue them or, you know, people that you don't want to talk to anymore or you need space from. It's really made me like be like, okay, I am going to try to spend time with the people I want to spend time with and make the relationships work that I want to make work. And be like active about the bonds that I'm building and like falling in love with someone who actually like understands me and like showing all this stuff and being like, listen to my podcast for 17 hours and then you may enter the dating realm with me. And I'm gonna lasso you into my big barrel and kiss you goodnight, you know?
Yeah. This is pretty much like our Hinge bio. I'll just send them this link. I'm like, this is all you need to know.
Yeah. You got to date all of us.
It's so true. Yeah. Knowing when to like cut off relationships. It's like you know, I said the thing about getting pissed off. Like, I'm not about to like let someone piss me off over and over and fucking over again. You know, like
I
that's
actually
not.
love when people piss me off, but if you piss me off one too many times, you're getting lassoed.
You know,
you're getting fucking lassoed
out
into
of
the Mississippi. Yep.
No, that's so true, guys. I love this
true,
spiritual
guys.
wrap up. I feel like I wouldn't even be. I feel like I mean, like Harry said, it's so hard to say like what you would be like or whatever, but I truly do not think I would be as spiritual of a person if this hadn't happened. And like, I don't know, things that are like such core parts of my being and my life now really do stem from this experience. Like, I feel like I've created like some pillars since my mom died, and it's like, I just don't think those would be there at all if she were here. So it's like, it's really just pushed me into like, as corny as this sounds, like being who I'm supposed to be in a way, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I just don't know if I would be like living as authentically if this hadn't happened.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's still work to do, of course, but like, it's a journey of the self. But like, I just think that this really, I think it really propelled me to just, like, there's like no room for masks in this club. Like, it's like, that's why this podcast is just a raw dog to the peanut, right?
Raw dog.
So like, it's just like, there's no room for that. And I just feel like that's like actually a really big relief to have that burden lifted of kind of just being like, there's nothing to hide here. I'm going straight to the Mineshaft, okay? Like, you know, I don't know. And if you can't handle it, if you can't ride down there,
get out of the way of my cannonball, because it's coming down.
I'm belly flopping into the fucking
then I'm belly flopping right onto you with my goldfish lasso.
Oh God, my stomach is gonna be on fire in the molten lava.
My Joker cackle will echo for eternity through my mine shaft.
Okay, don't say that right after I cackled like the Joker. I'm self-conscious about my Joker cackle.
I think really what we're saying here is that having a dead parent has become our main personality trait.
It literally is. And like, sorry, I'm not sorry about it.
I'm not sorry about it.
Like, it's such a weird thing too, because it's like, I don't want to ever define myself by my trauma, but I'm like, this has created me. I feel like I was no one before this.
I know,
like, I was
too. Yeah.
I was an embryo, and then all of a sudden my mom died, and I was like, I'm a human. What's up? Like,
ripped into the world.
Wow.
Ah!
Yeah.
Just like
that was you, Harry.
Yeah,
that
was you.
Everyone needs
I
a little
was crying
ripping.
my eyes out. So
I was ever so sweet.
I was crying blood. Anyways, sorry, but back in the car.
Back in the car. Okay. All right, guys. So
we have big news, big announcement.
Yeah, I think we actually just made it home. Let's open the garage door. All right. What a nice ride we just had, guys. We stayed on the road. I'm so happy.
Yeah, right down I-94 East, just straight home.
Unscathed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we do have some
394
news.
to 94. Oh,
We're gonna do ASMR. Okay. We have a Venmo. We actually don't. Yeah, we're gonna make it now.
Yeah, we're gonna make it immediately after this episode.
It's gonna be at Dead Parents, and the thing is
that what it's gonna be?
Or Dead Parents Club. Wait. I thought it was Dead Parents.
Let's do Dead Parents.
I'm butchering the outro.
Okay,
at Dead Parents because it's easier. It's going to be our cigarette fund. As you know, we're sponsored by Big Tobacco, and unfortunately, they aren't sending cartons our way yet. So
lost in the mail.
If you want to donate any money, I don't even know why we're doing this, but we are. So
I need toilet paper too.
Because we're artists.
So
yeah.
Harry needs toilet paper.
I could use a little toothpaste. So
so
just
drop
anything
like
helps.
$3.95, $7.42, whatever number.
Yeah.
Drop your parents' birthday. Could be 11/23. Could be 105. Who cares?
Who cares?
Really, it doesn't matter.
All that matters is the more the better.
Yeah, we just really need money.
we're asking.
If If you want to pay our
We have
rent,
interns
that
to
would
pay.
just be great. Yeah, our employees are just, the costs are stacking up.
Yeah, our
so.
interns are unionizing against us, and it is
They are
going well.
unionizing, so we need this.
They're
This
striking.
is going right to their salary.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, and follow us on the
Um,
website, deadparentsclub.rip. I'll occasionally be
Yum.
journaling there. Yum. Links
Yum,
links to the
yum.
podcast that you're listening to. If you need an extra link, I don't know why, but if you forget, then
We're
you
gonna
can go
link you.
there.
Please
We'll link
rate
you.
us.
Rate us on Apple Podcasts.
5
Check out our
stars, baby.
Instagram.
5 stars.
5 stars only. Our Instagram is deadparentsclub.rip.
Just go onto any platform and type in
Just
deadparentsclub.rip and
Fucking
something will
say
show
hey.
up. Yeah.
Like,
What about that
honestly,
TikTok?
just say hi. TikTok is at Dead Parents Club. Coming soon. Under construction. Coming soon.
Under construction
You see,
coming
under
soon.
construction, yeah.
It's at Dead Parents Club, though. Okay,
So
I
anyways.
think we killed that.
All right, nailed it.
Usually I feel insane after these, but I kind of feel like,
Nail in
Just
the
got a little
coffin,
weight
nailed it.
lifted.
Thank you to everyone who
Super
has rated
chill.
us on Apple Podcasts and folks that have
shouts
reached
out.
out. We love you. We love you for reaching out, and we hope that you
We
find.
we love
love
you.
you.
And if you've listened to our outro and haven't rated us, we kind of have an issue.
We kind of have.
So you should go do that.
You
All right.
join us
well,
in the
big
Mineshaft.
Positive peanut kisses to all of you.
Yeah,
On
yeah.
a P
We're gonna
note,
dive back into the
positive note,
Mineshaft.
peanut. Okay, see you at the Mineshaft.
See you at the
See
Mineshaft.
you, miners.
Bye, miners.
Rendezvous at the
ting.
Mineshaft. Bye, bye, bye.
Oh, I
Bye,
found a
bye,
diamond.
bye.
Ting,
Oh,
ting.
it's made out of goldfish. Oh, bye.
I found jade. Goldfish.
That was perfect.
Oh my god, get it back on the road. Chinese friend. Found jade. Oh my god, get it back. Oh my god, get it back on the road. Chinese friend drill. Beep, beep. Okay. Now you're just showing off for the outro.
That was perfect for me.